start the stream. Stream is going to start now. Yes. Give me like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. Yeah, I know it's late. I know it's later than usual. I'm sorry. I just haven't had much focus today at all. In fact, it's just worse now. It's hard to focus. Zero focus at all for everything. So, life is getting better. I literally spent like half the day building some kind of weird rocket contraption that also uses a lighter to make the fuel. So I took a Monster Energy can and shoved a lighter on it, and the lighter, when I press the button, fills the can with gas, and then I can hit it with a torch, like one of these, and it ignites the thing, and it makes a whoosh. I've just created like a rocket. Anyway, I'm gonna get started actually. So, Monster Energy rocket for the win. It's gonna be the first prototype rocket to reach the moon once it exits my barracks window. I'm out of fuel though, because I used it all. Whoosh. This stuff is nice. Plus the lighter's broken. Anyway, welcome back to Greg Supersymmetry. Today we're doing Greg Supersymmetry. What did I say we were doing? Superconductors. We left off with superconductors, and we're gonna take things and make it like I'm doing it and create. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. He's got a gun. Goofy fella. He's gonna pay for his sins that he borrowed. You will pay for your sins. Gotta redo all of everything. So today's stream is focused on a bunch of stuff. Primarily, produce enough superconductors to do 4 times superconductors around the entire base. Or, even better, superconductors. In fact, I can probably run 2 times superconductors and get away with it for the most of the base. However, for the main bus lines, my create setup scared you? Well, I'm gonna tell you that it's changed a lot. Actually, I could probably pull up the video and show you now, but I don't know if I should do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and, because what I've done with that is I've just started doing shafts for like everything and then just making a giant grid. So that's what we're about to do in Supersymmetry. Except we're waiting on whatever this is to hurry up. Manganese phosphide. Yes. Now I don't even remember how the steps go to make superconductors and how many superconductors I actually have right now. So let's go ahead and get a count of that because that's important. Because I don't know this. If I don't know what I have, then how am I supposed to account for everything that I'm doing? Also, my legs are covered in spider bites because I've been gone in the field for a while, so it's joy. It's joy. Okay, we're looking for manganese. We're looking for fast. Okay, it's not in there. But it should be in here. Yeah. Manganese phosphide wire. LV superconductor. And here we have nothing. Anyway, so manganese phosphide allows me to make the 4 times wires. This will be the primary section of the setup. It will allow me to make that giant grid I'm talking about. So, the other thing that we need is more superconductors. And it would appear that we don't actually have any. Assembly. So we have none of those, which is okay, because the start of this is the manganese phosphide fine wires, which you can make on the wire mill on the 3rd setting, and it takes manganese phosphide ingots to do so. So we go up to the wire mill, set to 3rd setting, and then we put in our manganese phosphide ingots and start doing that. Now I'm gonna go find a gun. Any gun will do, because any gun can kill those bandits. So actually, it'd be nice to have a saw. Saw! Where is this stupid idiot guy hiding at? Because I know he's here somewhere. Let me go check on how much energy this thing is consuming and what it needs right now. Yeah, it's out of energy. We understand. We understand that it's dying from power deprivation. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, guys. It's gonna be fine. Infinite energy. Perpetual energy machine. But the main bus for the setup is going to be these 4x wires. This will cover one chunk, pretty much. And then all of the other stuff is going to trickle down. Trickle down effect is what I'm going to call it, because that's original. 100% my own thing. I did not steal that from any politician. Did not steal trickle down effect from any politician, okay? No politicians were harmed in the production of this episode of Supersymmetry. At least not yet. Well, that's questionable statements. We should probably not say those. Ah, I see him. Boosh! Okay, I'm just gonna put these in here. I don't need those right now. This is awesome. This is gonna be absolutely awesome today. I'm certain of it. I probably am gonna need that brass barrel now that I think about it. Oops. I'm stupid. I got a feeling we're gonna need a lot of what I need. So the main bus for everything is going to have to hook up off of a generator, which is going to put out our 32 amps of energy probably. 32 amps is what these can handle. And these 32 amps is able to be handled, if you haven't looked at the battery buffer. The battery buffer handles 32 amps and converts it down to a lower number, which is the number of batteries you have in the buffer. So if I have a 16 times, I can handle twice the input amperage, and the output's pretty much always going to be 16 amps, but each battery before that is an amp. So if I only have 8 in there, it's only outputting 8 amps. So it's basically, if I want to control the amperage, battery buffers are the way to go. And I realized this in my previous playthrough, which is, like, I realized it way too late to actually be effective with it. But now I understand this, which changes everything for the setup of all of my electrical machines and wiring and everything. And since 32 is pretty much the max we can handle with LV battery buffers and LV machinery, that will mean that I'm going to just run the 4 times. There's no point in going any higher or lower than 4 times wires, so unless somebody has a reason for me to go above or below that, which I doubt anybody does. So, hooray. But, then again, somebody probably could be like, oh, well, I run 8 times wires because this reason, and it's probably a solid reason. Don't aim down your sights, guys. Don't aim down your sights. Bang! You don't really need to aim down sights when you're within 25 meters. At that point, you just have to point at the enemy and then they're dead. Like, it's not even shooting. Not even shooting. Is this similar to Gregtech? This is Gregtech. It's Supersymmetry. GTC EU. Well, it uses Gregtech as the base, so yes. What am I looking at right now, anyway? Oh my gosh, please hurry up, batteries. Hurry up, batteries, hurry up. We have 0 seconds. Let's see how many wires we actually have produced, because that's what I really need right now, is wires. So now we have our manganese phosphide wires. I can take them out, and we're going to put them into the assembly machine now to make the wonderful and awesome manganese phosphide assembly. This should probably produce like 8 actual superconductors. Everyone who mentioned they ran 1x LV supercon wire had them burn up the moment their system drew a bit more power. What's the amperage on these then? Because that might be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. Amperage is 8. Yeah, so no, don't run these. Run 2x. So you would convert down to your next stage, and then you convert down to the next stage. Now, here's the thing that makes that interesting is if you want to run the 1x, you should probably just go from a 16 amp battery to a 8 amp battery, because this only can handle 8 amps of energy. I don't really know of much, like, the machines don't usually take up a lot of amperage, because they're not always running them all at the same time. But the problem with this is, if you need to run all of them at once, it will be an issue. So I definitely try to do the 2x if that is possible, but 1x, I mean, it'd be fine to do 1x, but I don't know. Let's see what the current amount that we have is. Assemblies. Oh my gosh. 8. Now, what do I do with the assemblies? I take those to the extruder, which I have assembled somewhere on this setup here. Or somewhere else. Is it here? Is it here? 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 Where did I put it at anyway? That's actually a good question. Where is the extruder machine? Extruder? Is it? Oh, it's in the other side. Is it? Is it? Oh, yes, it is. There's my favorite extruder machine. Give it some time to do its stuff and things. Oh, each of these makes 16x, which gives you 1x superconductor. Running that now, the thing with running multiple different battery sizes or off your superconductors is it could be a problem. Well, if you got an MV machine running like an EBF with 1 to 2 constant LV machine, as soon as you use some of your machines on your machine wall, your wires take up more than 8 amps. I mean, if you can only have 8 amps on there, right? Like if you limit the amount of output into the wire to 8. But I might not understand fully how it works. You know what? Let's give that a shot. I want to understand better, so I should probably go experiment. Hold on. We're going to go do an experiment. We're going to do science real quick. So, I'll show you all what I'm saying is ideal. Actually, I'll just design the entire base right now. How it should actually work. I will give you all the quickest, briefest rundown of what I'm planning. Okay, just to make this superconductor, supersymmetry, superconducted, yeah. And then we'll just do that. Not really do anything super complicated, but basically we'll build up a couple blocks. This is my base. This is my base. This is my base. Running wires up through the roof. Okay, we have 4 blocks of space clearance there. I'm going to say that we have battery buffers that will put out the energy. And then we'll test out that as well. So, energy production here. I'm not actually sure with the energy production area how I'm going to have that set up. So it's a good thing I'm testing or designing this in advance now. It's good stuff. Battery. So we'll grab some LV battery blocks of different capacities. Okay, 4 times gives you 8 amps, but it only allows you 4 output. So it's pretty much useless for most applications, but the 8 times and the 16 are your best friend, okay? The 8 and the 16 are all you're going to need, and you need your lead acid batteries. And then we'll go ahead and set up a turbine. Just a giant turbine for demonstration purposes. Honestly, I do not know if this is going to be enjoyable to watch, and that is concerning. But large steam turbine, what is this? Large, okay. That explains a lot. Okay, perfect. We understand what we're doing now. This is basically 1, 2, 3, 4. Just set up basically the whole of the turbine. Heat exchanger will go here, and it will do its heat exchanging stuff. We'll go straight into the other machine. But this goes to a 16 times battery buffer first, which outputs into, well, actually, it doesn't do that. It doesn't need a 16 times when we're going to output 32 amps of energy. So we can output 32 amps onto this line, and then we have all of our 16 times battery buffers that go into their own little sections of whatever nonsense we have going on. And then we'll just have a bunch of these here just for demonstration purposes. Okay, and then yeah, we can do it like that, and then have on this side more 16 times, and then 8 times, and then see, there's more to this base than actually this entire grid of energy production, but this is the baseline for what I'm planning. Like, this is the simplest part of it, is the energy. Because when I have the energy set up in this way, it will be super organized. So I know exactly where everything is. I have space to move around and operate everything, and it will make things a lot simpler, which is the goal. To simplify and make things easier. Okay, this is getting annoying. Let's do this like this. So that's set up. That's going to be the basis of it. And then if we want to have an EBF line, we cut off that. And then we have an EBF line. We'll run a 2 times manganese phosphide wire out of that, because that will allow you to have 16 amps of energy running on this, because the EBF does take up more than 8 amps. You really need to have that extra amperage on this. So that is why I'll run extra on that. And then if we have other machines running alongside the EBF, but I don't think I would have them hooked up on this, so that'd be my EBF right there. We'll just say it's right here, even though I'm not actually going to build it. Here we'll have the turbine, and then the heat exchanger goes next to it. So the heat exchanger goes and outputs there, and then the turbine goes there. So it basically is like this guy goes to this guy, and they hook into each other, and then this will hook directly into this. The question is what kind of amperage I can get out of the dynamo. Now you have your low voltage dynamo hatch, which has an output of 32 EU, just like it's meant to be used with these. Look at that. This is 32 amps, and this is 32 amps. And then these are 32 amps in and 16 out, which allows me to handle all the energy. And then for all my basic machine lines, it's just 1 times. But that could be an interesting issue, is like, if I have enough machines on this line, like let's say I fill up this entire pillar here, and I have a bunch of machines there, and they're all running and stuff, and doing whatever nonsense they're doing, will all of those machines take up extra energy? Like, will they take up beyond the max amperage of this, which is 8 times? Now, the 8 times battery buffer takes 16 amps and turns it to 8 amps, so it limits the amount of amperage that can go in there. But does it really limit it? Well, I'd assume it would limit it, so it's a good question. Very important question. Obviously, if you don't want to have these 8 times buffers, you could just do 8 batteries in the 16 times battery buffer. So there's that option as well. As far as piping goes, which is the other thing, plumbing is very important. But items, let's go ahead and just say it's brass. And we'll go ahead and go with some sizes for lazy people. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for that. And then, is there any multi-pipes for items? No. I need... Let's just type in item. Item pipe. I'm gonna take a look around. Nope. So that's... You really don't get much filtering for your item piping, but it is what it is. But obviously, I can have a main pipeline. This is the main bus I'm talking about. Whenever I say main bus, I'm referring to the fact that this is like an onion and it has layers. First we have the electrical layer, then we have an item layer, and then on top of that I'm going to have a primary fluid layer, which is going to consist of multiple different fluid ducts. Now I'm running, like if I'm running a PBF or, no, the EBF or whatever, right here. Just do this. EBF is going to connect to this guy, right? Yeah, this is nonsense. The macaroni. It's going to connect to this macaroni right here. See this? Connects to that macaroni, goes into this, and then it's in the main bus. And the main bus only allows things to go in this direction, towards the storage grid, which can be all the way at the end of this next chunk, because we'll say, oh yeah, we have extra machine going on there. Boom. Well, actually, it could just go into, at the end of this chunk, let's say I have a wonderful machine here that that just takes items and puts them in my storage. So that would be my storage system. What is it called? Storage scanner, right? You have your storage scanner here. Boom. And that's going to take in all of the items from this. So then you're running all your items there. You can obviously have your ore processing and things still. And here's the other thing, is that I can have all my piping handled for water. Treated wood pipe. And then we're going to have, we'll do, but it's, I don't know. We'll just have pipes. Oh yeah, that's a lot of items. Yeah. Oops. It doesn't matter though. It's just to represent what I'm building. So if I don't need that much, would you recommend the, for item pipes, would you recommend 1 stack or just 32 items, like as far as main duct goes? Obviously, we're going to have everything hooked up to this. Because I am curious what you would say for that. Like, for... Would this work? 32 is easily enough. Alright, sounds good. I mean, we will have, like, everything running through all of these pipes. I'd probably go with a stack, but... 32, it is okay, and this does save a lot of resources, which is the important part, really. So it doesn't matter how much throughput we get, just as long as we save some resources. Boom. That's how that's going to work. We're going to handle all of that. And then the other thing, water piping can go on the same layer, or it could be a layer above that. Obviously, I'd probably go a layer above it so it doesn't get messed up. Okay, that is a good point. Yeah, if we aren't running it constantly, then it won't be a problem. So we have our water piping, which is another layer. This is literally the onion base. The future of Gregtech bases right here. Onion base. Obviously, that's going to be one way, and it's going to go that way. Everything's going to go from one end to the other, so it makes sense. And then we have our bronze, or no, our steam piping, so we'll just do steel pipes. And then you can have another layer for acids and things, and you get what I mean. It's just, you can stack. Just keep stacking pipes and pipes. It does limit what types of machines we can have, but in the long run, this is better than what we could be doing where we don't have organization at all. And then if you need those bigger machines, just build them somewhere else. And just expand this so you have space for them. So there we go. That's our wonderful steam pipe. And then also we can have a pipe for just chemical processes. This is where the wonderful main bus pipe comes in handy. The most beautiful type of pipe. The quad pipe. Or the non-upple pipe. Both of those pipes are valid. Now, how much do you get for each of these? This is a 100 liter. This is 100 liter as well. So both are okay. But obviously the large steel fluid pipe is 600 liters. This is mainly for if you need to have specific fluids going to specific machines. It's not for like, oh yeah, I just want this pipe here. And this will eventually be polyethylene. But for now, it will end up being steel. So then we have our large steel fluid pipe, which handles steam, which is 600. And then, well, for water, I'm using the treated wood pipes because that just makes sense. I wouldn't use a steel pipe for water. However, for like other chemicals, this is fine. And then we'll switch this out to polyethylene at some point, so it will have more. The polyethylene is much better, if I remember correctly. Polyethylene non-upple pipes are 120. 20 extra liters. What is this? A can? This is new. I don't know what these are for. Cans. But then we have space for those, and obviously we have our lead pipes. Lead pipes, which can go on the same layer. Like, there's no need to separate all these layers out, but I would say a quad pipe for lead if you need, like, to move hydrofluoric acid, and sulfuric acid. So that gives you all three of those available, and then whatever other nonsense you have can go in that extra one. Then boom. But it doesn't give you much to access that, so I would space this out a bit. Because that is a big problem, is if you don't have the access to this. And then, of course, obviously then the steam pipe should also be separated a little bit from there. This way you have a bit of space and you can get pipes around these and it works a little better. So this would be the perfect way of setting it up. And then leave a gap between this and your water pipe, obviously, as well. That way you can pipe around your water, so you don't have to worry about that getting in the way of causing issues. Since the water is the primary thing you're going to use the most, I'd keep it down lower. And then the rest of these can just go like this. And then that's the plan. This is the blueprint for the future of high-tech bases. This is the blueprint. So, I will do one final iteration of explaining this. Basically, we have 32 amps going into this 4x superconductor, which is transformed down and restricted by batteries into all of these. Then we have, obviously, you can do a 32 to 16, or you can do a 32 to 8. Obviously, if you want to do that differently, you can just run 8 batteries to only have 1 battery buffer there, or you could do 2 battery buffers and have one as the 16 and one as the 8. And then here is where things start stacking and making the onion. So we have a wooden pipe for water. Well, actually, we start with the brass pipe for items, since items are going to come out of this, and that's going to be the first thing that like you would want to pipe out to is this. But piping in is easier to like go around stuff. So keeping this close to this wire, because this wire is going to go all the way to the end anyway. And then this water pipe also probably going to go all the way to the end. And then this, pretty much I would keep all three of these down close to each other. You don't really need to work around water piping. If it's just one item and most machines all use water, you can just use one pipe for multiple machines, so it doesn't really matter. But when you have like hydrofluoric acid and stuff, you'll need lead pipes, and so we'll have lead pipes here. And then if we have like, oh, I need 3 different fluids to move over to a different line, okay, I got that here. I can have filters. And then finally, my large steel fluid pipe for steam, which is kind of the least useful, but it is still used in a lot of things and can be used for backup power if I need to. For example, I could just be like, oh crap, I don't have enough energy. I'll just slap an energy thing on one of these. Like, I'll just add another energy buffer or something, make the wires a little beefier, and then add a turbine, small turbine, so I can beef it up if I need to. So there we go. And let's go back to the other world. That's enough explaining. I think everybody understands what I am planning. And all of the people who just joined will have at least an idea of what's going on. So, there we go. Enough explained. We're just waiting on the superconductors to finish production so I can do that. But we should not be waiting on that. We should be actually producing lead pipes and other pipes and more pipes. Yeah, just pipe galore. We need brass, really. And now let's go ahead and take a look at how much brass I have. I don't think I have enough. Yeah, only 6 pieces of brass. So let's see how much zinc we have and see if I can start 16 pieces of zinc. Okay, now let's see how much sphalerite I have, because that's the primary thing holding me back. Stupid rocket. Nobody likes rockets anyway. Okay, sphalerite. 8 sphalerite, and then this will allow me to pretty much, let's go upstairs and handle this, process this through here, right? Just yeah. So we're gonna take sphalerite, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna come over here, we're gonna look at this thing, and it's gonna go, oh, it's out of energy. It's gonna be permanently out of energy because I cut it off. I cut it off from the source. Oh, this thing's actually not producing energy anymore. Good catch. It's the chilled lava. The chilled lava conundrum of this time and place. Okay, so I need to get my plunger to fix that issue. We're just gonna plunge it out of existence. This is how plungers work, guys. You slap them in the toilet and it evaporates everything inside. It's magic. Are you ready to see magic happen? Ugh. Oh, that doesn't... Since when does it do it like 1,000 at a time? It's always used to do it instantly. I could have sworn. Nice. Charge faster, please. Hurry up and charge. I just use a drum and put it in the crafting menu to void liquids. Fantastic. I'll also do the same thing. Let me find the ability to do that. I will go into here, just be like, this multi-block does not support just voiding mode, void nothing, void-eyed fluids. Thank you. You have done a nice thing for our Gregtech society. Oh, never mind. Because it's not actually... idling. What did I do? It's working perfectly. Oh, wait. What happened now? Did I clog it with steam? Oh, that's why it was... Oh, okay. I understand why that's a bad idea now. Because I'm stupid. If you set it to void fluids, it's going to void all your steam. Because I'm stupid. Yeah. It'll be fine. I'll just do the plunger method. The plungers are replenishable. It's a renewable resource, guys. Plungers are infinite. Don't worry. Trust me. 100% and then some. I'll head in here and grab out my tools to do some damage to the ground. Start shaping the earth. The earth needs to be flat. Somebody argued with me the earth is flat recently. I don't know who it was, but whoever it is gonna pay somehow. I'm just gonna chop all the dirt out of the ground and then some. Yeah. 100% and then some. This is a lot of dirt. You know, I actually said in one of my videos that, I think it was one of my create videos, and I was like digging to like my base from my nether portal. I was like, you know, it's actually really difficult to dig through the ground. Like, people are like, it's really difficult to dig. I feel like that should be like the next Supersymmetry update. Just make it harder to dig. Make digging harder again. Supersymmetry. Make digging hard again. You want to go up and down? Well, have fun with that. You're going to need to do some real industrial gymnastics to do that. Well, going down's easy. Going up, I feel like would be the biggest challenge in digging. I've done a lot of digging before, so I know that digging's quite tasking. Like honestly, should take like fatigue. Add that in there. Just sprinkle a little fatigue in there. You get tired from doing too much, and then boom, it's unfun. that's how you make it not fun, honestly. Is you just start making it so to where it's too realistic. But where it's at right now is perfect. Like, then again, adding in like those little details, like just fatigue and just suffering. Oh yeah. But that's really too little of a detail. And really doesn't contribute much to fun. So this is going to be 16 blocks long, and then if we have another 4 blocks, that gives you access to everything from the controller. Of course, then again, do I really need to have it like that? Because like, if I have the controller could be 20 blocks from this end, and I'll have access to everything, right? So that means 20 block radius, though. That could be an issue on the edges. So I'm going to just give it 16 blocks, so that way I'm safe. And then up and down have 4 blocks of clearance, at least for, you know, up and down, because that's an EBF. Dirt extractor. Honestly, I think the coolest mod I could think of would be if I were to try to make a mod. And this would be like stupidly hard to do, because at this point you would have to like completely rewrite the game engine to do this, but I would probably just, for a mod I would want like realistic inventory kind of system. Like maybe do liters, or like a liter system right there. Liters and pounds, right? So Steve can carry a maximum load of like, I don't know kilograms, but I know pounds. So we'll go ahead and say he can carry a good 200 pounds of gear, right? 200 pounds of gear is pretty high. Like, that's like a lot more than I'd want to carry. But if I was told to carry 200 pounds of stuff, I would reasonably do that. wouldn't be moving very fast, but it's definitely doable. Okay, 200 pounds is doable. But I would do that. Yeah, burgers and guns system instead of metric. Well, guns are cool, man. Well, if we wanted to measure it in M4s, we'll say it's a loaded M4. So we'll do 7.5 pounds is the loaded M4 carbine without any optics or anything like that. So no nonsense, just bare bones loaded M4, 7.5 pounds. And then that'd be let me pull up my calculator to actually figure that out. So if we just start measuring everything in the M4 carbine, which is 7.5 pounds, that's a good question. Or we could do the M249. That'd literally be 10 M249s that are fully loaded. Or 10 M249s that are loaded with 100 rounds, actually. That'd be right at 200. So, it'd be 10 times 19.71. Yeah, 197.1 pounds. Yeah, right there, 200. Perfect. So, yeah, 10 loaded with 100. That's ridiculous, though. You're not going to carry that. But then again, the idea is volume and weight would be the system. And then as far as how that would be handled, I would probably try to implement it in such a way that, like, it's gear. Like, you make better gear. You can carry more stuff. You can carry different things. Modular gear. Literally just take molly webbing and put it into Minecraft right there. Boom. Perfect. Steve Minecraft with his chest rig. All of his gear. Boom. Perfect. Storage space for all of his tools. Right where he needs them. Then it's turning into Arma 3 at that point. But nobody said it wasn't Armacraft. They just said it was Minecraft. They never said it wasn't Armacraft, so. Oh no, what the heck is coming for me now? Stupid baloney. Bang! Hold on. My weapon needs to reload, guy. Bang! Ah! My pipes! They're broken! Burn! I'm melting their souls. Dark souls. I don't know kilograms, though. I couldn't tell you kilograms. I'm being honest. So, kilograms, I don't know kilograms. But I know M4s. 7.5 pounds. Loaded. Have fun standing on the pipes, bro. Have fun standing on the pipes, bro. They're chilling down there, dude. They're literally chilling right now. Literally chilling, bro. Hey, get over here. Come here. Bro. What did I just say to you? Ah! Saw. We need a saw. We need an M249. Oh, I hope that's coming to this soon. Isn't that one of the mods that's getting added? Is the MW3 mod? Hey, also, in 1.21 there's a gun mod called TAC Z or whatever. It's pretty cool. I checked that one out, and they did a really good job with that. Definitely feels like you're actually shooting a gun. Like, actually shooting the M249. It goes up and to the right like it should. And the bullets have the correct trajectories on them almost, so I think they don't understand exactly the trajectories, because if a M4 is zeroed at 300 meters, the target, the bullet should travel up and then down. So at like 150 meters, it should probably be close to its apex. And then at 300 meters, that's going to be probably where it starts to be like where you're pointing it. Like at 300 meters, that's actually where you, if you point the crosshair at 300 meters directly on the target and aim it correctly, you're hitting the target just by pointing right at it. So 300 meter target is not hard to hit on an M249, which is pretty much the same ballistics. It's almost the same ballistics. It's got a bit higher of velocity coming out of the barrel, muzzle velocity. That's the difference between that and M4. Plus, you get to shoot a lot more bullets. You get to spray. Not really spray, though, because you don't hold it down. You only get 200 bullets, right? So if you have 200 bullets, then what you will do is you will shoot for like, and then you will shoot again, and just do that. And then you will hit all of your targets with the correct amount of bullets. And that's how I am good at shooting the machine gun. It goes up and to the right. And if you're in the prone position, it's really easy to just hold that thing on target. You just, once you are hitting the target, you can just hold it and prevent it from going up and to the right. Because if you hold it so you're forcing it kind of down and to the left, you're just literally just going to be like hitting the target with all of them. But you can also let it just ride up and it will go, and then you can, using that, you just point down at the bottom of the target and it just goes up and rides up and hits the target. The only time things are bad with it is when you jam, because when it jams, you have to do so much remedial action. You go like, and you'll do pops. You pull it back, you observe, you push it forward, and then you look. Well, you'll go shoot it, and then all of a sudden it still doesn't shoot. And you'll be like, man, the gun they gave me sucks. The gun they gave me sucks. How'd they give me such a bad gun? And it's not that the gun was bad, or it's that the gun is bad now. Because somebody like has been using this thing for like a huge amount of time now. How much have we completed of the superconductors? 64 are done? Oh, beautiful. Base manganese phosphide superconductors. Okay, there we go. Put those in there. While that's happening, we need it. Who sent me a message? Please don't be anybody doing any stupid nonsense. Oh, okay. It's nothing. Oh, hey, I forgot I could put on music for this. Let's put it down to where it needs to be at. I got some new albums from the White Bat Audio. They have beautiful albums. Let's go ahead and, this one is 21. 21 and 22 are the new ones I got. Is that actually going to go through? Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. So we need to actually make the turbine. The big turbine. Because we're certainly not going to rely on small turbines anymore. So I want to get this guy, the large steel turbine. This will require concrete. So to obtain concrete, we're just going to go do some nonsense shenaniganery. We might even already have all the concrete I need. I don't actually know. Concrete. So this is made in the furnace by smelting concrete cobblestone. Ah. Okay. Put this through here. Okay, so it's on the side here. And then we'll go around. You're going to need 2K lube, aka 4 K seed oil for the 16 amp version of the energy hatch, which means you want to have a lot of seeds of wheat, tomatoes, etc. Alright, I'll look into it. I don't have any seeds actually. I do have the GTFO seeds. I don't know how many of these I have. I'm sure it's not hard to get them. There's a chance of these. 0 to 3, then just 1. I do have a lot of tomatoes though, and if I can make tomato seeds from the tomatoes, maybe that will work. They do grow year-round, don't they? So we should definitely start farming tomatoes to get their seeds. It's interesting. Let's go down. Tomatoes. Tomato seeds. Soybean seeds. Beans. Where's tomatoes? Current. Tomatoes are black seeds. They have to be black seeds, or are they actually? They'd probably be white seeds, right? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, that's easy to get. Let's just harvest all of the grass. Oh, I do have a bunch of wheat seeds as well. Yeah, we'll just run around and punch the grass until I have 1,000 billion seeds. That's a dumb idea, I'm sure, but it will work. Or I could just do the tomatoes. That'd probably be smarter. Should definitely double check just in case. Okay, we're good. And supply them with water. They will grow regardless, I think. You might have gotten quite unlucky in the fact that tomatoes grow in 3 of the 4 seasons, and I don't think they will naturally grow. However, if you use sprinklers and supply them with water, they will grow regardless, I think. Ah. I do have a ton of tomatoes. I have 106. Tomato slice. Somebody was making spaghetti. Well, for the turbine, we need to go get, let's just focus on getting the basic stuff we need for the turbine, then we'll work on that. I'm gonna put that off for now. We'll burn that bridge in 30 seconds once I realize I actually probably need to do it. Thankfully, Jesus put this structure right here for us to harvest it, so thank you, Jesus. Today, you have made my day much easier. Much cheesier. Oh, what's this? Okay, this is really convenient. This is kind of like it was planned. You need like 500 tomato seeds or 400 wheat seeds, or a mix of both. Tomato seed and gives 8 and wheat seed gives 10, or just liters. Well, congratulations everybody, the actual turbine hull is done. Lubricants. What if I want lubriciller or Lubricant. That's what I want. So lubricant is made by the mixer using talc and seed oil. Oh my gosh. It's the end of the world. That gives you 10 liters. Well, what's the best option here? It's definitely wheat. Now, what time does wheat grow usually? Spring, summer, and autumn. Or you could also use graphite instead of talc. I do have access to talc, so it's not a problem if I have to use talc. If I can convert the tomatoes to seeds, that's what I would want to do. Okay, so yeah, it's not happening that way, but this will not be too difficult. So we'll just head over to our stuff and figure out how we can make lubricant from seeds now. Since I need a lot of seeds, it makes sense to plant all of the wheat we can now and harvest it all in 50 seconds. Since we do have time and it shouldn't take too long to grow, since October just started, which is not winter. So, oh my gosh, we're like at the end of fall. Oops. Oops, guys, we might have an issue. Give me all of the seeds we can get, like every single seed. I don't know if tomato seeds will grow, so we're not going to play with tomato seeds like you said. What really matters is that I'm going to need 5,000 of these. I need a hoe. I need a hoe on the double. No! Give me some steel, please. Hurry up and make it. We need it now. We need it on the double, now. Nice. This is, you have 3 choices. 1 would be set up tomato field with sprinklers. 2, set up a wheat field that will naturally grow for a limited time. 3, do both. Yeah, we'll just knock it out with wheat. As long as I can get enough wheat seeds to produce 400 wheat seeds, we will certainly win. I actually am not even sure how this is going to work out, because I don't really do much farming in this game, so... I did do farming in the HBM series, and I'm still doing it in that series, so... Just gonna make the most massive farm I can. Remember that water can supply a crop field for 4 blocks straight or diagonal. It'll be fine. Ah, shit. Not there. That'll be good. Nope. Nope, not at all. 4 blocks straight or diagonal. Oh, wait, maybe it will all be good. It'll be fine. Look how diagonal that is right there. Look, you could get that 4 blocks diagonal. That one's 4 blocks diagonal. It'll be fine. Oh my gosh, I just picked up a rock. Now this should work as long as I just keep following the coast. I can just keep planting seeds. And then we'll figure out how we can make them grow faster. Or something. 20 seeds left. And then we can do GTFO seeds. Which we can probably get wheat seeds from doing GTFO seeds. Nope. GTFO seeds can be made into variety plants, which can be grown at a variety of times a year. Spring and autumn. I'm looking for ones that can grow in autumn, winter, whenever. Like good seeds we can have. I hope we just planted all of these seeds on top of a lead vein, so that way we get lead poisoning. So this should probably potentially double the amount of seeds I have, as long as we can farm this. I should have started much sooner with the farming of this, okay? That's definitely an issue, a mistake on my part. So, yeah, I was dumb. Okay, that's as far as I can get water to. So be it. Provide them with lighting so we can keep growing all of our crops. With no issues. Now, does the Dynamo Hatch need any kind of gates as far as MV or LV or whatever? Because it could potentially need that, and I'm not sure. I'm going to check in a second, actually. We'll check after I finish doing my seed business. Or whatever the heck I'm doing. What the? That was weird. Hopefully I can 3x my seeds or 10x them using leverage. 10x leverage on my seed. It's not a pump and dump scheme, guys. I swear. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. How long have I've been streaming for? An hour. Nice. I hope you all have been enjoying the stream so far, honestly. I've been having a good time as well. If you have also been having a good... I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know the words that are coming out of my mouth. The word spaghetti makes me upsetty. Man, all those spider bites on my leg, they're just painful. Absolutely fun. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Okay. What are we doing? Drop plant fiber. It's the first thing. It's useless. Useless! It's garbage. Throw it all in there, right? Throw all your extra concrete and rubbish and whatnot in there, because you don't need it. And then we'll start working on the wonderful thing called... water. Yeah, actually no. Turbine, right? We need turbine casings and whatnot. Now that's at locked and loaded, you don't unlock the turbine, right? Well, do you? You unlock concrete for certain. Like, you get your large bronze boiler, then you need concrete. Problem is, all of that's locked behind baloney. You don't need to do any of that, except for the... You kind of do, but... Doesn't matter, okay? This is... Okay, so this progression is kind of weird, because I can get concrete beforehand. I don't even need to make the large bronze boiler for this. Okay, so... I'm gonna make something before I'm even supposed to make it, probably. Now the question is, can I make the 32... Oh, okay, that's perfect. Does this need... Needs 4 amp. Needs a dynamo hatch. It doesn't need any of that. What? Does not need any of the seed oil we're trying to make. But it's a good thing we're making it, just in case. Because I know something bad's going to come up. And we're going to be like, oh, what the heck? What the heck? I need seed oil? Yeah, it's going to happen later. But you need 57. So we'll make 58. So how much will I need to do? If each of these makes 4, I will need 16 to make 64. Hold on. 58 divided by 4 equals 14.5. Well, we'll do 15 then. So 15 times the recipe. So that means I'll need 60 steel. 1, 2, 3... 1. And then I'll need rods. But don't worry, because actually there is a bunch of this all the way over there. So we will hurry up and get there. Just give me 5 seconds, dude. Ultra minimalist M4 carbine. Right here. Yes. Everybody calls it AR-15. But I don't know. I just use M4 carbine. It goes... It's really annoying. It's actually awful. I shot one, and I just hate the M4 carbine because it's not heavy enough. Just not heavy enough. It's not a machine gun. It's not heavy. It's not 20 pounds. Well, it's not like 16.41 pounds or whatever it is. It's not that. It's not heavy enough. It's too lightweight. So it recoils so much. Like, I can't just hip fire that thing. It's stupid. Like, I can't just hold the thing out from my shoulder just a little bit. Can't I have any leniency? No. Because it's an M4 carbine. It's apparently just stupidly lightweight. You can tell it was made for some super elite room clearing special teams. Special forces teams, yes. Machine gun too good. Alright, we're going to do steel rods. We're going to just do however many we need. So that's going to be 15 times the recipe. There's 2 in the recipe, so that will be 30. Makes half, and then the other 30 makes the other half. Why would it be like this? Because, okay, so if I need 15 for each side, I need 2 stacks of 15, and each of those will take 2 times. So then we go over to the forge hammer and say, hey man, how about you bang out some long steel rods for me, thanks? Exactly what happens. He bangs out the long steel rods. I can throw all of these into here while I wait for him to do his business, okay? Then we'll set it up to begin production of this. The future of technology. Technology. It takes the same amount of rods as it does ingots for plates, okay? So the amount of ingots you need is 60 for both. Well, hold on. As far as rods go, you probably get double of them from the lathe. Yeah, okay, so it takes 30 rods total on the lathe. So you're only gonna need 60 for the plates and 30 for the rods. Mathematics. Mathematique. Je ne parle pas français. Oui, baguette. Just perfect French right there. Absolute master of French right here. Yeah. The French master. I wonder at what point I need the actual lubricant. Is it? Oh yeah, for that. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Oh wait, that's an LV, right? Oh no. No! Is that MV or no? Please don't be MV. Please don't be MV. Oh my goodness. Those spider bites on my leg are just dying right now. They're just dying. Oh my gosh. Crazy. I was crazy once. That's not right. There should be steel plates. Where's my steel plates I ordered? 60k of those, right? Bah. Okay, once we make 60 more of them, don't worry, we'll fix it. Alright, let's play this playlist now. Okay, there we go. We're just waiting for that to go through and then we'll be good. But, in the meantime, we should definitely begin working on the dynamo hatch. Or all the other hatches. So let's get started on making LV machine casings. Because I said so. No, I'm joking. Let's not do that right now. Because we're waiting on steel plates anyway for the other stuff. I don't want it to get in the way of one thing getting in the way of the other, you know what I mean? But we probably do already have the machine stuff. Unless I wasted it all. We do have LV machine casings. So I just gotta make hulls. Now the question is, what am I missing that I need for hulls? Because I know I'm missing something. Exactly. I knew it. Wrought iron. Perfect example of what I'm missing. Start cranking those out. Hurry up. We have 50 seconds to get it all done. Because I said so. I'm just gonna just look at the absolute painful bites I have on my leg real quick. Pretty crazy. Okay. Alright, so we need to be making these now. So I need 58. Let's go ahead and start making them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 60, that's perfect. Just what I needed. It's 15 of them. And then the rest can just go to the actual holes. Yep, that's what we need. But we need tin cables. Tin cables are actually what we need now. Oh my goodness. I love it. You need one thing? Oh yes, you must make this other thing as well. Trust me, bro, you need that. Tin. For the win, dude. Oh my gosh. 2010? That's amazing. It's fire. Set this down to 1 since I don't really need to be making superconductors right now. What I need to make is tin. And this is where it all begins. The production of tin. Gregtech, New Horizons. We're on the way out of LV. No, we're not. Yeah, we're making huge progress though. On what? On a turbine? Nah. Not at all. No progress. No turbofan jet engine. No progress. All right, beautiful. Get to making those. Get to making those, okay? Infinity. I need infinity of these tin cables now. Right now, because I said so. Make it all. Do it. Do it. So the large steam turbine actually is going to need circuits as well. Now this is the question. Do I have the mental capacity in me to make circuits if I need to? Answer is no. But thankfully I don't need to do that today. So I do have the mental capacity to handle all of these circuits that we already have made. I just don't want to make them today. If I didn't have them, I was going to be like, oh, it looks like we're not doing it today, guys. I'll see you next time. Real jokester right there, honestly. That's not a joke, though. That's actually what would happen. I'd be like, oh, sorry, guys. I didn't realize I didn't have them today. I'm just not going to do it. Just going to give up right on the spot. Ah, man, that really hurts. Really hurts. Spider bites, bro. Spider bites. You ever sleep with spiders out in the woods, bro? It's not good. It's not good. 8,000 spider bites right on your ankles. Ankles all the way up your legs. It's fire. It's actually fire. Like I'm not joking. It feels like my legs are just burning. Just absolute pain for like forever. But it will go away eventually. That's the thing. See, it doesn't matter how long it will last because I know eventually the pain will just go away. But I'm sure there's ways to make it go away faster. Actually, there is. You just put some baking soda cream on it or whatever the heck it is. Put some aloe vera on that. Thing is, I don't have those. So what I did yesterday, I was like, well, you see a bug bite from a spider probably puts venom in there. So I figure I'm just going to put some rubbing alcohol on it. And you know what happens? Oh my gosh. My legs were burning. Pain. That's what happens. But, I mean, to be honest, it needed to happen like that anyway, because all I'd been doing yesterday was I was literally cleaning out a vehicle, and I was sitting in muddy water while I did it. So, dirty, filthy, muddy, oily water. So who knows what could have gotten in those, and like, you know, I just had to wipe it off anyway. It didn't matter. Didn't matter if it helped or not. Honestly, it feels better when it burns from like an alcohol wipe than when it burns from just being a bug bite, you know? That's the way to go. Just to use caveman logic to solve your issues. Shut up, bro. Ah. Okay. So we have 60 of those. We have to make this. What do I need? I got my turbine. Oh yeah. That just leaves one final thing, which is the input and output hatches. Input hatch will be very simple. We need a fluid hatch, actually. It's fluid hatches. Remember, kids, the steam turbine does not use steam solid items. It uses steam liquid items, okay? Steam is not solid. Steam is liquid. Ha 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 ha. Now, where the heck is that I need? Oh my gosh. Steam! Gaming! What am I? Whoa. So the input hatch. Ah! No, I'm not typing hatch into that. Hatch. Right here. LV input hatch. That's just gonna be on the assembler glass and glue with a LV machine hull. Glass. Glass Production Simulator 2016. I'm living in the future, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm living in the future. 2016. It's crazy. It's crazy future, guys. We'll have drones in 2016. Yes. Absolute insanity. It's hitting hard right now. Boom, boom. Boom. Give me my glue. Give it to me now. Give me a bucket. Hurry up. No, you can't use the K in the system. Remember that, because otherwise you'll open the stupid menu for the stupid things that you don't need to open. Glue. I like glue. Boom. Alright, that'll be both the input hatches done. Set it to 1. And shove in all of the stuff I need for superconductors. Perfect. Now, is the tin wires done? Yet. The tin wires will never be done, okay? None at all. But good thing is that we have all of those done, so that means that all I have left is the wonderful low voltage transformer. Because everybody likes to make transformers, right? You like to make transformers. Put an F in the chat if you like transformers. To make them. Because everybody loves that. Everybody likes to make transformers, okay? Transformers is what we're making. No, it needs liquid rubber, guys. Hold on, take a step back. Needs liquid rubber, guys. Oops. Looks like we're gonna need to grab out our good old friend, the plunger. The plunger to fix all problems. We must plunge to new depths. Oh, I already have it out. Good thing. Give me some copper wire, please. Copper wire on the double. Give me one. Oh, it's already out. Okay, good. Give me one copper wire so I can hook it into there, and then give me some rubber. Any rubber should be fine, but I'd prefer to use ingots. Or foil. Foil would be better. Alright, so here's the extractor. What we're going to do is we're going to take 4 of these and we're going to extract them all. Now, which way did it go? Okay, perfect. Now, plunge out the glue. Where's it at? Oh. Dumb. Drum. Please be empty. Please be empty. Ah, yes. Yes. Give me that. I like rubber. I like glue. Boom. So there we go. We've coated that with rubber foil. Rubber sheets. I assume we're gonna need more of the actual casings for machines because I'm out. And if you're out of something, you probably are going to need more of it within the next 5 seconds. So be prepared for that inevitably by producing those. Now, all that's been said, I should have the capabilities to produce a whatever the heck I was making, the transformer. We will now produce our first transformer. Stage 1 transformer. Now time for the stage 2 transformer, which is 4 times copper cables, which I can make. So we'll do that. Produce 1 4 times copper cable, and then produce 4 10 times 4 copper cables. Like, please do that. Like, please do that. Yeah. 4 of them. Now make this. My friends, assemble the device. Oh, okay, that one's easy. Okay, it's 3 a.m. I'm heading to bed. See ya. Have a good one. Okay, where's my things? Okay, here we go. Now, this time I'm gonna do it correctly. I'm gonna take out my wrench and I'm gonna fix this real quick. Just gonna do one of these. Boom. So that way it will go straight into that pipe and I won't have to do any nonsense. And that should be running this machine. Yes, with 100 extra liters, which I don't need. Get rid of them. Perfect. We're good. We have produced wires. And I'm going to just type in wire real quick and grab out a stack of these. So that way I'm ready to go and start cooking up superconductors in 50 seconds when I need to do that. So then I can make the next stage of transformer, which is this. Which then proceeds into the next stage of transformer, which you need to make inside of the assembler, which is going to require lubricant. So, I hope everybody is ready for this dumbness. Because this is where things are really getting stupid. So we need to do this in the assembler. And this needs no circuits. So we'll need to make an 8 times wire and surround that in rubber. We're going to need to make that 8 times wire. Okay, so this makes a 8 times wire, which is made from either 2 of these. So just gonna make 1, 2, 3, 1. Hold on. 2, 3. Nice. Even though it's not actually 3, I'm just counting for the sake of counting. Just counting my clicks. Rubber. Now this is where I'm going to start needing to use rubber bars and whatever I have available. So we'll just shove in 2 rubber bars and it should be enough. Hope to Jesus that's enough rubber. It is not. Okay, thank you. I will just do a shift click of one of these and it should be enough rubber. Yes, good. And then we have tin. Tin is the next hard part of this because then I need to make this. I need 16 times tin cables, which is going to be fun to make. Alright, ready. 4, 4, 16. I said 16. Make it. 2 of them, right? Yeah. 2 16 times wires. This is the best part of transformer technology. Technology, yeah. Now, with that, I can then do this and go ahead and start making 1, 2. Then I have those. So now I need to pull out my wires. Is the wire still in here? No, it isn't. Yet. Okay, wire. Let's see where it's at. Copper. Cable. Ah! This is tin wire. It's not tin wire, it's tin cable, guys. It's cable. I'm sorry, it's cable. Now let's see if we have any pumps. If not, I'm gonna have to make some. I shouldn't be able to have a problem with this at all. Honestly, it should be as simple as I know I have all the stuff for this. I have to have all. It's like the simplest thing to make. Like one of those, make that, make this, go over to here, the second page, because that's got the one with the rubber. Boom, you got it. Pump done. Now that the pump is done, we can now go to the stock market and do the pump and dump scheme. Next, small tin. We need tin rods. How many of them do I need? I just need 1. Okay. That's beautiful. 1 tin rod, and then just the rest should be copper rods, right? And I have copper rods on hand as well. Nice. And it should be a long copper rod. So remember, this gives me time to do all of the above in 5 seconds. So one will go in there, and then the other will go into here, and guess what's going to happen when they come out? I'm going to take that one, and I'm going to shove it in the other thing, and then it's going to also get bent. Bending machine. Then I can go ahead and type in coil. Or spring. I now have 2 springs, and I should have 1 big spring. And put it into here and here. And this is where things involve lubricant. So we're gonna get very oily today. No, I'm sorry, it's gonna sound stupid. But it's gonna be a bit of a process to get that oil. Because now I need lubricant for this final stage of machinery. Correct? Here we are, lubricant. This is where you're going to need to begin extracting from seeds to get seed oil. So let's go ahead and see what that needs exactly. You have seed oil and obviously a bunch of other stuff that you can use to make lubricant. The first thing we're going to need for seed oil is to start looking at the recipes of what we have and what we don't have and what's going on and what's not going on. But first is seeds, right? That's our starting point. Seeds in the extractor. Then we take the seed oil and we send it to an autoclave, and you can get fatty acid and glycerol, which is not useful. You can send it to a continuous stirred tank reactor at HV. First, obviously not useful right now. Send it to a fluid heater to get hot seed oil, or frying oil, which is not useful at any capacity right now. At MV, you can make it into hot frying oil, and here you have frying oil. So, not particularly useful, but What is useful is when you need to make this in the batch reactor into the... Okay, none of that's useful. Well then, what is the actual recipe for seed oil to lubricant? I believe it is in the mixer. You add talc. Yes, talc, soapstone, graphite, fluorinated graphite, which the difference between that and graphite is that graphite, you use 1 graphite per 4,000 liters, where in this one you use 1 graphite for twice as much. So it doubles the efficiency of your graphite. And you're using fluoride in that. So then you're using fluoride to effectively be part of that. So keep that information in your head. Polycaprolactam, which is used in nylon, I believe. Or caprolactam or something like that is used in nylon, if I remember correctly. You also have PTFE pulp, which can be used to make 16K into 8K. So it's another one of those where it's around that, but I'd prefer the fluorinated graphite. Obviously, I'm not going to bother with that, okay? We're not going to do those because we do not have the ability to do those, right? We're not at that stage of the game. And until we're at that stage of the game, we will not bother with any of that dumb stuff, okay? We're just gonna do it classic. So that's gonna be a soapstone or whatever the heck we can do at this stage. Talc. Talc's the easiest. But it's gonna be a bit of time until I have enough seeds to actually achieve the amount of seed oil I need. As you can see, I only have 16 seeds. Like, that's nowhere near enough. And we only have a few options to get that many seeds. Either A, I chop down every single grass block, or B, I don't know. Not got a solution there. So we're probably gonna just stick it out and just keep collecting seeds where we can from the farm. 18 is not near 400, which is the amount we need probably. So I'm just gonna run around and collect seeds like this. Absolute maniac. Remember, if you use a hoe, it probably will give you more seeds, potentially. And then just hit every single thing so it groups up nicely. 32 seeds. This is gonna take forever. Yeah, it's gonna take ages. Unless there's ways to get seeds that's easier. Well, that's not gonna be easy to do. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the next soundtrack. We're gonna go with 20. Just gonna push through and get all the seeds. Oh, there we go. The hoe broke. That's fabulous. Keep chopping the seeds down. Keep chopping them down. Okay, I have 52. So we're about an eighth of the way there, but being as stubborn as I am, I won't give up until I have about 400. Because 50 is a quarter of 200, so therefore it is an eighth of 400. It's basic mathematical logic, which is the easiest way to do math is quite simply to use logic to effectively figure out math problems. Rather than try to actually solve the problem, you could just use prior knowledge and knowledge of how numbers work to figure that out. Comparing things using logic. It's a good future for computers. In fact, it is in every single computer is the arithmetic logic unit. So if that way that works, you got addition units, like you can do math using logic. Like it's literally logic systems, logic gates. You can do adders using that. And XOR, NOR. It's just people don't see that deep into math. Like, you don't need to see that deep into math. They just see it at the face value. Oh, well, this is how I do this problem. Okay, they don't understand why that problem works that way. Because the reason the problem works that way is because, oh yeah, well if we do this, we carry over. Okay, how can I do that using basic logic, right? XOR gate to determine when this is and this are the same. Okay, that means that one's gonna be off, right? Okay, well then if that one's off when that XOR gate detects both of them are off, okay. Well then I know I have two same inputs, then I'm adding a number there. And then if you have an OR gate, well actually, you have to combine a lot of gates. It's AND, OR, and XOR are the main ones for the adder system. For a simple adding system. I don't build complex adder systems, but they're out there. Like, people have made those to where they are able to function really efficiently. Very efficiently. And I don't know how they're explained. I don't remember exactly how to explain them, but the way those work is they almost are predicting the next number, so it all simultaneously happens all at one time, instead of just in sequence figuring out the solution to the problem. The problem is being solved immediately, all at once. But that's a very advanced concept. And to be honest, I don't do math that way anyway. I can't figure out the entire problem all at once unless I've done it 10 times. And at that point, well then maybe the computer needs recognition system. Which is something I've never actually thought of when I've built computers in Minecraft and whatnot. But if you want to get that kind of recognition system for an actual number, honestly, that'd be the best way to go. Is if these inputs are this way, oh, we already know that's going to be this number. Okay, so that's a common number. We can have that programmed in there, like pre-programmed in there. Okay, so we know that number is exactly going to be that. I'd probably use a ROM for that. I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to have a ROM that handles this problem. So when this problem goes through, we need this ROM here. So we can have, oh, okay, that's these numbers. Let's compare it to the ROM. Oh yeah, I see. These are exactly the same. Then this output, right? Outputs off another ROM. Like, just literally reads that and goes, oh, okay, I recognize this. Switch over to the other ROM. But that only is going to work with common inputs, right? So, like, if people are inputting a common, like, phrase or, like, I'm not sure how to explain that, but just things that aren't, like, super complicated, like 100,000 times 265 or something like that. Or, well, 265,692 times 1,756. Okay, that's not a super common thing to encounter in mathematics, but 1 plus 1 is pretty common. I mean, but then again, we could also figure out, we could probably make a system that predicts what's going to be inputted in the next sequence. That'd be the most smart way of doing that. Getting a smarter computer at that point. But that's going to be complicated. And I prefer to keep things simple when I design computers. Because simple means I don't have to think too hard about what I'm actually doing. I don't have to go really far outside the box. But some people do want to go outside the box when they build their computers in Minecraft. And so I am not going to stop them from doing that. Honestly, a lot of my previous computers were poorly designed. But I was working on a very advanced one recently. Like, as of 2025... Might be bringing back the computer series? No. Definitely not bringing it back. But I did figure out the exact specifications. Well, some of the exact specifications for the next generation of my computer systems. So that will be amazing. Super complex, but not really anymore, because when I build computers, I keep them simple enough that I can understand, because I'm stupid. So, like, I say I'm stupid, but at the same time, it's just I don't want to try to apply too much thinking to something I'm not going to have that much time for, you know? I want to get that on paper, get it to where it works. I have 110 seeds, so we are a quarter of the way there now. Attention all friends, we are a quarter of the way to victory. To seed oil. Seed! Suppression of enemy anti-air. Seed. I'm not joking, that's what that means. Seed. Suppression of enemy anti-air. Suppression of enemy air repellent systems. If you want air superiority, you have to take out the things that will take away your air superiority capabilities. How do you do this? Well, it's called seed. Seed is wonderful. It can be done through a variety of methods. You can either find some way to shut down their anti-aircraft missile systems, or just quite literally just attack their missile systems using your aircraft, or ground forces. But that's not seed. Suppression of enemy air defenses via air, whatever. Seed. Ah, get out of here, bro. Discord. Somebody sent me a message on Discord. Who is it? Who is messaging me on Discord right now? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna die? Who sent me a message on Discord? Who is doing that? Please stop. Funny. Goofy. I want to get this done today, but I mean, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to. We don't really have much time left in this stream, guys. We don't have much time. We don't have time, Bob. $20 more seeds. 20 more seeds, guys. I have 20 more seeds, yarr. 790 liters. Ah! Alright. Time to pick up all this. Seeds. Getting constant amounts of seeds is gonna be like super duper important. Très important. I know you're gonna need all this wheat to make beer. The most important part of polyethylene production is beer production. It's where it all starts. Alcoholism. Then next thing you know, you'll have all the polymers in the world. 38. 38. Okay. It's good. It's good. It's good progress. Bang. let's go ahead and get more of that idea, the concept set up. Well, actually, we'll have to do it next episode. But at least I can start getting started on walls. That's important. You need to have walls set up now. So we have to do that pretty soon. Let's get bricks and things from the building. Just find some bricks in here and see if we can start working on that. Bricks. No! Don't type in K, otherwise you're fill in the blank. Type in K, you're gay. Oops. Looks like I typed in K too many times. Oops, my bad, guys. It's my bad. My fault. Just do it like that. How's that looking? Boom. Ah, it's stupid. Wrong. Don't do it that way. Do it like this. Nice. Batman approved. Batman tested. Batman approved. I like that. I like when people say, ah, yes, it's XYZ tested, XYZ approved, even though that's not true most of the time. Except when it is that way, it is usually the best product when it actually is tested and approved by somebody who actually knows what they're doing. It's like if I actually finally get a sewing machine eventually, I will be cooking the world's greatest kit. 100% and then some. Instead of trying to just super glue everything together. Because I hate sewing by hand. It's actually garbage. You sew by hand and you're going to be spending 60 years sewing on something that should take like 5 minutes. Well, realistically, it should only take 3 hours, but if you sew by hand, you're going to spend 6 days sewing a project that's going to be absolute garbage. It's going to turn out like garbage with bad stitching, and like hand craftsmanship is difficult. But I feel like it's a talent. It might be a talent to have good hand craftsmanship when it comes to things like sewing, obviously. That's a big thing. Like, I feel like there is people who can do good hand sewing out there. It's just not me. When I sew by hand, I just try to get that done as fast as possible. I'm not trying to sew for like 6 years. Because I don't got 6 years. Got... Actually, I got 6 years. That's not a joke. But I don't want to spend 6 years sewing when I can spend 6 years doing other stuff that's less stupid. Got other hobbies, you know. 3 hours is fine, though. 3 hours would be okay. I'd be willing to do 3 hours. Honestly, that'd be awesome to have a sewing machine finally, and then be able to construct. Probably the first thing I'd make is like that system I was talking about, that I keep talking about. But the idea I have is a vest that you can wear over your other vest. Now, this is already something that exists. A lot of people make these. Like, literally, you can wear any vest over, like, your actual plate carrier. But, ideally, the system I would design is going to be a split front chest rig, which is able to hold... Like, you don't have to adjust it for your body. You just have to reclip it to a different way. So, like, it will work universally. Like, it's able to connect to your... Well, you're able to wear it over your vest, right? So then it's going to always be perfectly over that. And then if you want to take it off and wear it without the vest, you don't have to adjust anything to make it tighter. And then if you have to switch back to your vest, well, you can just unbuckle it and rebuckle it a different way. Because it will have... Okay, so for how that's going to work, it'd have an adjuster strap that's going to be for your vest size. So that's just an adjuster strap. So if you want to throw it on over, boom. It could have a clip on there, but I'm probably not going to do that. But what it would have for the actual... what's it called? I mean, if I wanted to actually split front, I would need the clip. But for the actual So that was for the vest. Okay, so for the person, it's for it to just fit on a standalone. That will have its own clip, 100%. So it's not like I could do that without a clip, but that's the split front kind of design. Then you are able to carry 8 magazines, so it will be a bit weird though. This is the problem, is that with a design like that, you're going to end up with a clunky system where trying to fit 8 mags in a split setup is difficult. Now that could be, you could do 6 mags, that'd be pretty easy, but there is a way of doing it. A different way of doing it than having the entire rig like a placard. Because you could do the rig like a placard, but that's what I want to do, is a placard, so it's all molly webbing on the front. And then that way you can have, if you need saw pouches, oh wonderful, you're a saw gunner? Okay, here you go, saw pouches. Fits on there, perfect. Boom. And then magazine retention's the other problem. That's a good question of how you will retain the magazines, but I could do that with bands. I'd probably do bungee cords or something. Some people aren't a fan of that. Some people like button and grommet, or some people like... I don't think many people like button and grommet. I'm a fan of button and grommet. That's the way to go. Button and grommet, fast X clip, something like that is amazing. Those are the best ways to go. There's also Velcro. Velcro is kind of stupid in my opinion, because I hate Velcro because you will use up all your Velcro by undoing it and redoing it. And it's going to be a high maintenance thing. Like, I don't want to have to redo my Velcro if I use it up. It's just too bad. Like, you can do zippers. Even zippers would be fine, but I wouldn't do zippers for a magazine. You need fast access, and Velcro definitely has it there, but it's not a great way of retaining things, and there's not a great way of doing it without making a flap over, but that's the same with button and grommet. Of course, you could do 2 straps that go over it. I feel like a fast X clip would be a decent way of doing it. Or, here's the other alternative, is you do 2 pouches on the sides, which are just built in, that hold 3 magazines. Boom, problem solved. But there's 2 reasons I wouldn't like that, is because you end up with a system where you take 1 magazine out and the other 2 are clanking around in there. Like, if you have to switch to another mag... I mean, obviously, if you're in battle, it doesn't matter if you make any noise. But if you're not in battle and you haven't loaded that magazine in a while and it's in your dump pouch for whatever reason, like, you have to move it. Which creates a problem. You're wasting time there. And any 5 seconds of time is a lot of time, so... I think the ultimate way to do it would be to just go with the placard method, use bungee retention straps, and not many people are... Well, there's a lot of people who are fans of those. There's people who aren't fans of them, because I definitely see the problem with that. Like, it tears easy, breaks easy, but it also has the potential that you'll lose the magazines because it's an open top pretty much. But as long as the bungee's over it, you shouldn't lose mags. But it also can get in the way of you putting in the magazine fast, if you have to do it that way, if you don't have a dump pouch. Dump pouch is definitely important to have though, so. I could also do rear molly, but that would be difficult to do in an adjustable setup, like I'm talking of, so. Honestly, that would be just on the back of it. But then, would you need to adjust it? No, you wouldn't. You'd be fine to not adjust it, because the adjustments are made in the front. So, because it's a split setup. Alright, so I think I am, like, running out of time today. Because we really aren't going to be able to finish this in today's episode, or next episode, or the next episode after that. I mean, there's no point in me putting it off. I gotta knock it down, but I'm out of time, though. 2 hours, and it's 8:40. I gotta just go, guys. I'm done. So I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.